Okay, so a couple months ago, I did a short on what to do if you get cigar beetles, and I had a package arrive that had, guess what? Cigar beetles. So here's what I've been doing, and here's what we're going to do. For the past 3 days, they have been sitting in this freezer right here. So because they've been in there for 3 days, we're now going to put them into this fridge for 2 days. Because what do you do if you get cigar beetles? So here's what you do. Here's what you do. You take the beetle infested cigar and you throw that shit out, because I don't care what people say, throw that shit out. Then you take the cigars that were around that infested cigar and you put them in the freezer 3 days, the fridge for 2 days, and then you put them back in your humidor. What we're gonna do, just to see if it actually does work, I'm gonna take those cigars, I'm gonna come back in 2 days, I'm gonna put them in their own humidor, and actually no, put them in their own plastic baggies, a new baggie that has been in the freezer with a Bovida pack or humidification, something like that, and I'm gonna let them sit on their own for about a week, and then we'll check on them again and see if they're okay, or if beetles have in fact infested those and freezing them didn't do anything. Because when I did the short, I had some people that kind of questioned if it worked or not, and actually tagged a larger TikToker on my video, as if that dude would know more than me. Anyway, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna test it. We're gonna see if more beetles come out of these after they've been frozen. And I know for sure these guys were in a nice little tight baggie with the other cigar that was infested with beetles. So if beetle hatched in one, beetle would have maybe spread to others. So maybe beetles be frozen now. We'll find out. Check out later. 3% battery, that'll be enough. So we have put our cigars from the freezer to the fridge, okay? And it has been about 4 days in the freezer, 3 days in the fridge. So now our cigars right here. All right, I got you propped up on a bucket and a cigar rest. So now we have taken our cigars out of the fridge. Again, these cigars were sent in to me, and one of them that has since been disposed had a very clear beetle hole in it. Very prevalent evidence of cigar beetles. So we threw that one away. Do whatever you want with it. I'm not a doctor. Whatever you want to do with your fucking gross-ass cigar full of beetles, go ahead. I killed my bitch, okay? That bitch is gone. 4 days in the freezer, 3 days in the fridge, and now we're gonna take this little Bovida pack. We don't need the double bag anymore. Oh, also, that's very important. When you put them in the freezer, double bagging. Do freezer-safe baggies and double bagging the cigar. That's gonna give you the best shot. And we're gonna see if any beetles hatch after we do our little experiment here. So this one goes in the bag, Bovida pack here. So 2 ways you can tell if you get cigar beetles. Obvious way is a perfect hole. I didn't explain that. Perfect hole coming out of your cigars. Looks like the top of a pen, just right through the that's a beetle. Another way, you tap the bottom, and if it starts raining tobacco, a little tobacco is normal. If you can constantly rain tobacco, that bitch is infested. And the cigar that I had a perfect circle, and it was almost like pencil shading popping out. I think this one's okay. All right, we got our remaining clean cigars, beetle-free, frozen, and thawed in the fridge for 3 days. Now we have them in their own little environment, okay? Humidification, so they're okay. I'm gonna go take them inside my house where it's nice and temperature controlled, and I'm gonna leave them in this bag for about a week, maybe 2, and then we'll come back and we'll see if what happened really. We'll see if there's beetles. If there's beetles in this bag in a week or 2, we'll know that freezing them does nothing. All right, this is the final update on the cigar beetle cigars from the pack that I got beginning of July. So to recap, beginning of July, I got sent some cigars. In that pack, one of the cigars was riddled with a cigar beetle hole, so I knew that cigar went straight into the trash. But these cigars were in the same package as that cigar that was clearly, at least at one point, infested by cigar beetles. So what did I do? I did the thing that I had seen on the internet what to do. You put them in the freezer for about 3-4 days. You put them in the fridge for about 2-3 days. And then you put them back in your humidor. And instead of putting them back in my humidor, I wanted to quarantine these cigars, so I put them in a Ziploc baggie. I had them humidified for the past month just to see kind of what happened to the cigars. And I'm happy to report, at the very least, what it proves is if these cigars were exposed to cigar beetles, it killed whatever cigar beetles were in them, because they are all 100% perfectly fine. There are no cigar beetle evidence. Two ways you can tell. One, look at the cigar and inspect it and look for any cigar beetle holes. Cigar beetle holes are perfect circles that go all the way in the cigar. So not like a little circular-ish tear in the wrapper. No. It is a perfect pinhole circle. So what you want to do is you want to look at your cigar. You want to examine them. See if there's any type of cigar beetle evidence. This one is clean, no holes. Now another way you can tell is to put your palm out and you tap the top of the cigar and see if any tobacco comes out. Because as these beetles hatch and they start munching their way, they make sawdust, essentially, cigar sawdust. And if you tap it, it'll come out. So this one, this HVC cigar right here, that potentially was exposed to cigar beetles, we know now is perfectly safe to go back in the major humidor with all the rest of the cigars, and it's going to cause no issues. Now again, do we know any of these cigars had cigar beetles? No, but we do know they were exposed to a cigar that did, in fact, one point in time have cigar beetles, so we froze them just in case. It's a precautionary measure that I like to do if I find cigar beetles or potential cigar beetles with a batch of cigars. It's something you can try. 4 days in the freezer, 3 days in the fridge, and then acclimate it back to the rest of your humidor. If you want to quarantine it for a month in a baggie just like I did, that's a thing you can do as well. Hope this helped. If you like, comment, subscribe, all those YouTuber things. And as always, you can call me DJ. Thanks for watching, PJ, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.